Blitzed by Norman Ohler is a book that I found out because of Conan O'Brien. When he had Jonathan Banks on, Jonathan asked him what he was reading, so he said he was reading a nonfiction called Blitz by Norman Ohler. It's about drugs used in Nazi Germany, because back in the 40s, drugs were really easily made and sold over the counter. So the German army used a lot of meth for their soldiers. Basically everyone was on meth, and that's how they were able to attack France and make them surrender so fast, and also other countries too. But it also explores Hitler's personal physician, who was a sycophant, who really liked having the extra money. So he would basically just give the Fuhrer whatever he wants. So it would start with like vitamin injections and sugar shots, and then that would eventually move on to hormones and steroids, and then opioids, and then eventually cocaine. Hitler was basically like on every kind of drug during the last few days of the Reich. Not days, but the last couple months, like the last like year or two, because you know, the stress he was under, but also, you know, a lot of people don't really notice this type of stuff because it's not really like told about. You know, whenever you see Hitler, he's always like petting a small dog's head or doing his charismatic speeches, but he would work out his arms so that he could Hitler salute like better. Like he was really into the whole public image thing. So the whole vegetarian thing was real too. He would just eat like spaghetti and, you know, risotto, and like we wouldn't eat animals, but he would use their hormones and their pieces of weird compounds of animal liver and stuff like that to sort of give himself artificial stimulation, which is really scary. But also the German army would do this too. They would mix opioids with chocolate and give it to their soldiers and tell them to march for days on end. They'd all turn into junkies. And near the end of the war, basically, when all the factories got smashed by the Allies, all of them basically were cut off. So a lot of soldiers fell into withdrawal. They couldn't function. There's really humorous letters from one soldier asking his parents for more and more of the drug and maybe some bacon. So Blitz is a really interesting short read. It really opens your eyes into like what really went down during the 40s, because you know, you always see like everyone's like, oh, Hitler was an amazing public speaker. He was also on like a lot of stuff, and this book gets into it a little bit. Nothing else. Definitely gives you a new perspective on like how everything was going on at the end of the war there. So it's a fascinating book. I give Blitz a 5 out of 5.